right, but we're into it.
Perfect.
Woo!
We're both here. Everyone's here. We're finally on the same page again.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's been 2 weeks, Jack. How you been?
Certain.
I've been all right. I've been sad because I watch a lot of League of Legends.
Aw, me too, man. We said about TSM because I know I was.
No, I'm not sad about
Always another
TSM.
wave.
They're a bunch of cheaters and they don't deserve
Oh.
anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're hitting me right in the heart.
Listen,
Jack.
if you're gonna keep doing the same team over and over,
Oh, that's true.
you got either bad administrative staff or just bad players. So
As
I
you
think
wish.
TSM's only, but they're getting that. I think there's a lot of hate, and honestly, it's like, I think as long as you add your normal filter of like diminish everything a little bit so that it's not so personal, I think most of the hate is justified. When you get beyond the name calling, it's like
People in general, they're not mad about like the players themselves. Basically, they're just mad because the team lost. It's as simple as. But
yeah.
Let's get into game automatically. We have 4 bans specifically to support Jack.
One, two,
what's
three,
going on
4,
here?
5 bot lane overall. If you go for that,
I
it
am
looks
so
like
confused.
yeah, that's an all-star bot lane. Now we were told.
Ooh.
We were told. I'm gonna see if I can scroll up and find it. There was a warning that one of the IUK guys was a legend.
A
See if I can
legend?
find
What
that.
exactly?
You know, I couldn't tell you, but here's a deal I'm gonna make. I already forgot who the legend was that we're supposed to look out for. I'm assuming it's this
Off to a
guy
good start.
with 4 bans. It's somewhere
Ooh.
hidden in the Discord. But we're gonna ask him to prove himself. So if he shows up in this game, we'll know.
For a fact that this person has to be the legend.
Right.
Now, I want to talk about this insane pick by IU Kokomo. I haven't been doing a lot of research, unfortunately, on Kokomo. I don't know exactly what they go for, what they don't go for, but they have a Yasuo and Diana starting lineup. Where could those? You know, they have Gragas now, so we know that Gragas is probably going jungle, but they have a lot of flex picks going on here. Like Diana could go jungle, Diana technically could go top, Yasuo could go top, Gragas could go top. It's kind of a cluster going on in IU Kokomo over here.
I mean, that's the classic though. This is mostly plat players, so while there will be an element, I've casted actually a lot of plat in the past couple weeks. There will be attempts made at synergy. Ultimately, comfort comes above all.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they know if they can win this lane or if they can win the overall game in total, like, you know, like whatever if they can do the job that they need to do, they're not going to be looking for those ideal team comps. Whereas I think BSU at least has been looking for some pretty good team comps so far, banning away LeBlanc from Chemicals, going against the Tristana, going against Zaya now, and also a Janna basically, and picking up the immediate, I would say, one of the major Ardent support or Ardent Sensor supports left.
Yeah, I think actually that's a very good point. That I'm wondering if the meta is going to shift back towards engaged supports after the Janna hotfix nerfs, especially, and the Ardent Sensor lifesteal removal. Obviously, it's still an incredible item, but it's more and more difficult to abuse it rushed as it was before.
Yeah, I think that it definitely depends on what sort of composition you go for. Because, I mean, we saw with SKT when they went with the Twitch Recon versus, I believe that it was Zaya and Janna, if I remember correctly. The Janna just got blown apart. And if you can lock down and easily kill the Janna, then there's no Ardent Sensor. You have Recon. Yeah. You're going to be able to win that over. Yeah. But if you don't have that, then that could be very variable. I mean, they're leaving support to this last pick here, which is very surprising because you see Dr. Mundo is now going to go top. That means that the Yasuo ADC with a Diana mid and a Gragas jungle?
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused as exactly what's going on
here. Here's what I know, that right now, do I have... Okay, good. I think that Ball State has the stronger on-paper composition. They are making the bet that if we play the strong champions, the recently buffed Azir, give them the attack speed buff from Lulu, everybody gets empowered when they go in. I think that their team comp... Oh, then they have the Jarvan Galio combo lining up too. Yeah, so it seems like the meta has reverted to kind of the pre-Ardent Sensor buff zone following the rise of Azir. But on the other side, man...
I don't know what's going on. I mean, it is IUK Como.
It is IUK
I,
Como.
I think this kind of relies on, like, I don't know if it's just the players themselves. I don't know if they have a coach, and if it is the coach, or if they do have a coach, then I might be saying that it's something to do with the coach, because I don't know why we would go for a Renekton Darius if Galio is still up. Like, the whole point of you see a Jarvan, the immediate ban or pickup should be we get Galio, or we ban away Galio.
Yeah.
Because that combo is just disgusting of Limit Cataclysm and hold all these three people together, and either they flash away and then they get flashed into the Galio ultimate, or they flash away and I still have Galio damage reduction.
Yeah, the potential wombo over here from BSU is devastating. Now, there is something of a wombo between Diana and Yasuo over on the other side if Gragas gets a knockup, you know, after maybe a Sona ult, but honestly, it's a little hard to set up. This looks a lot like a plan for maybe like a 1-2-2 or 1-4, where Mundo goes off on his own to prevent the larger team fight, and then there's just a lot of kills going through to the Yasuo and Diana. But we'll see how it plays out. We're about to go into the loading screen. I gotta pull out my elevator music.
Yeah, I think that IU Kokomo has a very strange team. If they had gone for Alistar here, I could definitely see them getting that nice little mission that was, you know, a couple weeks ago, where it's play all 5 of your champions or melee and hope to win, basically. But I can't really see exactly as to where they're trying to go for here, because not only that, Diana is the jungle. It's not Gragas jungle. It's actually
really?
Diana jungle.
So that is a Gragas top?
No, that's actually a Gragas mid.
Oh my god. Alright, IU Kokomo. I'm now an IU Kokomo fan.
That little thing of Season 2, Season 3, Gragas mid, just reverting back to your mind, just pressuring everything basically back in. I can't really say. There's so much of me that wants to not really go for this. As the coach and the analytical side that's like, nah, this team should not win whatsoever.
Yeah, I feel like Jarvan, an early invade from Jarvan against the Diana is just going to be devastating. Now, Mundo has a really good early level to possibly be able to defend, but if the Jarvan catches this Diana low from her clear, it's going to be tough. Now, post-Diana buffs, I actually think her clear is a lot healthier. She gets mana back, she gets a little bit quicker damage off of her autos, but it's still nothing like the meta junglers.
It's still nothing like Jarvan. And that was the comment that I was going to make, is that Diana clear, I love Diana. I came in to playing League of Legends when Diana was... I loved the call of the like just her song that you would listen to. Like, I would just have League of Legends on in the background.
You're a fan.
And play another game because it was just so good to listen to that, and it was great. Diana, I loved for a lot of reasons. I looked up to like S Diana Season 2, or like the S Diana 2, the main, you know, person that like.
So what is it specifically about Diana that you love?
I like her theme. I think that like it makes the sense of the, you know, like the thing is, like, for example, like Jin. Jin has a really good idea. Like, everything about him is forward, right? But they didn't really have that good theme for him at the beginning, because they talked about how he is a killer and how he paints the world and does that. But then, like, when you listen to Jin's voice line, right? Like, at the opening of, like, let's say you pick Jin and you start out and you just hear that
sounds
like,
like a
piano music, or like the violin like slowly coming in. You're just like, oh, it just gives you like chills.
He's definitely the character that you most feel like you're playing the character.
Yeah, exactly. And that was for me for a while, because of Diana's theme song, as well as just her overall feel of like what she says. That was for me as well, baby. But Diana's overall clear is just super hard to do, because that shield does not last long enough. It's not healthy enough unless you have a good amount of AP. And she's probably going to start with, if she goes Runes and Mastery combined together, 23, maybe even just the 15 AP if she's going to go for attack speed.
Right.
It's going to be very hard for her to do this full clear and then be set up for a game, where Jarvan, for a fact, can be able to do a full 3-man or a 2 buff clear, 3 camp clear basically, and have level 3, where Diana might be sitting at another minute or so before she's able to do anything.
Now, I must say though that there is the secret sleeper potential in that Sona. Sona, obviously one of the best late game supports, and with this kind of ball of doom setup with the Diana, Gragas, and Yasuo, where you just want to utterly disrupt these perfect lines of BSU. I think IU Kokomo is praying that their comfort on these champions will carry them through the early game, through the laning period, and then they'll be able to set up this kind of unstoppable ball of doom where Mundo can go off on his own and then Sona and Gragas can set up the Diana and Yasuo very easily. But it's just, to me, it's just so hard once you have that Yasuo pick out and the wall comes down and a Galio comes through. It's incredible to me. Yeah, I don't see how the plan works unless they are exceptional in lane. So that's where all their eggs are in.
And even then, it's still very hard because Galio, his magic resistance built inherently in him. We have 4 champions on IU Kokomo's team that have all magic damage, basically. The only person to do anything that's AD worthy is probably Yasuo, and maybe a little bit of Dr. Mundo just coming in for the E passive. But other than that, everything is going to be relying on these, these biscuits going in, basically, for we're going to do this AP, we're going to be this magic damage kind of team, basically. Whereas when you get to the other side, where you're looking at BSU has, Caitlyn and Jarvan for their AD, and then they have Lulu, Izir, and Galio for kind of their mid, basically, for their kind of AP damage. I feel like there's just so much more reliance and a much more diverse team comp that it's like, on paper, that should be the one that wins.
Right.
In actual
in actuality?
Maybe not. We'll see.
Maybe let's go IU.
Yeah. And something I'm not a big fan of Lulu actually starting this Spell Thief's Edge. I don't personally think that it's actually that good of an item. I mean, yeah, you start out with, okay, she's got runes and masters.
All right, do you see what's going on right now?
But yeah, so it looks like
IU Kokomo has the finest cheese in the world right now being prepped, it seems like, on the top side.
This is actually a really good idea. They want to do this because if Galio does start and go top, then that magic resistance that we just talked about, that inherent shield, is not going to be as effective. Plus, then also, he's probably going to get zoned off the wave. Whereas Mundo is going to be able to clear much easier. He has his Q for the executions, basically gets the health back. Plus, he's also going Doran shield, so he's gonna live a little bit longer.
Yeah, and that's a relic shield on the Yasuo, actually. So he's planning on going for the Ardent Rush strategy after all. I expect him to build some lifesteal to kind of make up for that lost stat in the most recent updates, but that's really interesting.
Yeah, and so the call from here by Ball State should be immediately trying to focus on Dragon, because basically what IU Kokomo is saying, okay, we're going to give up Dragon control to get our Yasuo ahead as much as possible and really have this lane. I mean, you're seeing that they're taking such a long time because, one, they don't want to know or they don't want to let know where Diana started, and they also don't want to let know that they have a Yasuo Sona top lane.
Yeah, but this is Suido and Ragnarok are going to be doing the 1v2 lane as down on the bot side, Lulu and Caitlyn immediately with the push. Now you have to remember that if this was an actual AD carry in the bot lane, it probably would be pushed in anyways versus the Caitlyn.
Yeah, I don't think that this is, again, it's such a questionable trade because they're giving up bot lane tower, they're also giving up dragon presence.
And for the entire game, they're giving up siege capability. If this Ball of Doom doesn't work, they have absolutely nothing. This team comp is pure French cheese.
Yeah. And I mean, we can see that Caitlyn is already going to be a lot more on CS. She's going to be able to siege this tower much more so. And while Galio has a EQ combo where he can kind of sort of wave clear, Mundo has just got I think it's like what, a 3-second cooldown clear? It's a 4 seconds. Okay, I was a little bit off. That's
close. And he immediately has to back, so now he's going to have to TP bot if he doesn't want to miss out on experience. There's going to be a bunch more hit on that tower. And up in the top lane, you have the same level of lane dominance in terms of pushing from the Yasuo and Sona, but you don't have that same siege on the turret. Look, this turret is almost gone. It's been 3 minutes and already the jungler is here. Mundo used Headbutt, unable to defend this utterly. This is garbage.
Yeah, and you can see the same thing for IU Kokomo. Then on BSU side, first turret down, and the other one hasn't even been touched.
Yeah.
You can't have this.
That's, well, you know.
Well, take me back to where I want to go.
Sometimes you go for that cheese.
Yeah, and this is a good call by BSU.
And they also, I think, gave over that solo gold to the Caitlyn.
Yeah.
So basically, IU Kokomo said they had somebody on their team that was like, hey guys, why is the meta like it is in League? The meta is wrong. We've been playing all these years and people stopped playing in this style from season 1, season 2. We need to bring it back. We were wrong to change it. And immediately, Ball State punishes it, takes the tower, takes the dragon. They said, this is why you put 2 bot.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of going back. There was a reason that there was such a change that they said, okay, you know, first sword gold is that basically, but they're, you know, up to the 5 minutes, there's like a shield on these towers basically, so you can't do this, or it wasn't encouraged to do. So it just seems, it seems very weird. If I was IU Kokomo's coach, I would be not very happy with my players whatsoever, and definitely talking about it. Now, the upside,
I'm not
Yasuo
sure that their
does
coach
kinda
isn't
have-
on the team.
it's very possible. I mean, you know, it's not really for sure, no.
Yeah.
But the upside is Yasuo is 12 CS ahead. However, Azir is also then almost 20 CS ahead, so it kind of evens out a little bit. Galio is not able to do it. They return back, they swap sides. Galio now just go back to regular lanes, but we just flip the map.
Yeah. And look at that. The Caitlyn now a full... She's almost at 2,000 gold. It's been 5 minutes.
It's been 5 minutes, and she's already got a BF sword and a pot that still is coming back from last time.
Yep.
So this is going to be a very interesting way for things to happen now.
Yeah. It's hard to say what now. I'm looking for positives for what IU Kokomo can put together here. And this is a start of something, as Sona and Yasuo are both going in the all-in. Here comes Diana, trying to help out in the fight. Gets the Q and the draw in. Everybody is flashing, going for it. But here comes Jarvan with the first blood with the EQ. And there's Diana going down as well. The cheese falling apart before our very eyes, as it's going to be 3 as the Azir comes in for Sona. But it's going over the God save, and Caitlyn gets some more gold in her pocket. That is now 2,600 gold in that Caitlyn. And it's going to be another pile of gold as they go for that tower.
Yeah, this is just really risky, I think, from IU Kokomo. There was no reason, you know, it's good that they tried to go for something, but the overall dive's not there. Your Diana's not level 6. She can't QRQ. She can't do anything basically. She had to flash in order to E, which is her only lockdown. And even then, Yasuo's not 6. Sona's not 6.
It's a Targon's Brace Yasuo with now 5 pots. Oh my goodness. All right,
Yeah,
we need to get these guys a session with a coach. We need to get some of these diamond players in here to bring IU Kokomo up to speed. They've got the heart, sink ships. They've got heart, but brains are definitely a struggle right now.
I don't know if heart is the word that I would use for it, but they got something. I'll give them that. They got something.
They got cojones.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was Ball State, I think that they did a good response there, but if I took the bot tower in 5 minutes, I wouldn't have even swapped sides. I would have just kept going bot.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have just kept going bot and then had this Dr. Mundo sit at literally no CS whatsoever and take now a second inhibitor, or take another tower, basically, and watch it, because now Ball State is just going for their 3rd tower of the game, with a very scary person that Gragas is like, I can't do anything. I have to go Rod of Ages, or I have to go this giant.
But here comes the Jarvan going in on this Yasuo, and he takes a tower shot. It looks like Sona's going to be able to fight their way out. Those guys are a little bit strong in the top lane due to the gold coming in from the Relic Shield and the Ancient Coin line. Nomad's Medallion, but man.
But I would be careful, because Azir does have Shurima Shuffle up here, so it's very possible that they could be looking for something very soon.
And look at that. The siege continues in the mid lane. What a dream for a Caitlyn. This is honestly probably a freer game than they get in just like with a random solo queue team. Yeah, there it is. The ult onto the Yasuo, doing actually a lot of damage back to Spartan 6431, and the miss from Azir comes through. Finally, IU Kokomo gets on the board. The fight continues as in the mid lane. You see Caitlyn shoved into the tower. IU Kokomo coming alive. They might be able to get 3. Oh my god, the Lulu's shield keeps her alive just a little bit longer, but there comes Diana, and everybody on IU Kokomo makes it work. Except in the bot lane.
This is a different
everybody
argument
except
by
for
Ball State.
Mundo.
They had everything warded up. They should know that if you see Gragas Q in a place where he shouldn't be queuing, you should know that a barrel is going to be coming your way, and that's going to knock you right back into it. It was a good play by IU Kokomo. I don't think it's enough to get them still fully into the game yet, but it gets them started, and that's the beginning.
Yeah, that brings Yasuo to only 400 gold behind the Caitlyn. Excellent farm has been a big part of that. Obviously, the Relic Shield and Ancient Coin helping. But, man, They are still down that full 1.3k. Not nearly as much as you'd expect given this start. Alrighty. But the siege continues in the mid lane. That's right. It's like, even though you get those outplays, nothing has fundamentally changed. Now Ball State is just going to be a little bit more careful.
I think that this just has to deal with, you know, their Diana is down a lot, basically. Ball State is going for this kind of tankier, but also a little bit of damage Jarvan build. They just need to be playing around the bot side. They need to be diving this Mundo, who has no flash, no escapes to get out of there whatsoever. And then just keep going it over and over.
Here we go. Asking you shall receive. Here comes the W, the damage reduction from the Galio, and there goes Jarvan. He's got everything he needs, and that's going to be another kill going over to the BSU.
Yeah. There's just going to be another tower. Gragas is going to be able to respond. He almost does have to barrel up soon, as well as Ignite. So it's got to be very dangerous looking for this Galio / Caitlyn over here. But they do have a siege. And
yeah, here comes Gragas, immediately exhausted and then gunned down like the animal he is as IU Kokomo falls apart once again. The Jarvan now with 3 kills, 3 assists. What a game for Ball State and Spartan 6-4-3-1.
What a game. That is the best way to describe it. What a game in and of itself. And there's going to be a second Mountain Drake coming up for them. And they're just going to be able to take these objectives much more. I'd be surprised if they don't back and immediately go for Rift Herald.
That's... look at this. It's just adding more and more insult to injury. They made this enormous mistake in the draft of this game, and then the game rolls the dice, says, here, have a mountain. Here, have another mountain. We're just going to make this even more difficult for you to come back.
Yeah, have have an ocean coming up next, basically. What are we going to see next? Finally, an Infernal coming through, just saying, hey, we're just going to give you everything, basically.
Yeah, and they don't even particularly scale better than their opponents. I think IU Kokomo... Are they...
that Caitlyn's going to be scary. If she goes for a rapid fire cannon for this next item, basically, she's going to be heading-shotting people, and no one's going to know any of the difference whatsoever. They're just going to go, wait, did I just get a 4th from a headshot? And it's going to be crazy.
Poor Mundo used Headbutt. Playing his signature champ, he's like a one-trick. He gets in this 4-man pre-made in flex queue, and they start trolling and force him to go bot lane.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those things where I think that, I don't remember exactly, but if someone from Team Liquid made it best, basically, when they looked for different players. You can't go for the one-tricks. If they can only play one champion, you either ban it out or you pick a counter to it.
A little bit too far from Jarvan, but the ult comes in. So much CC, though. I think he still might be able to find some way out, and he does, actually. Just a smidge of health left, and Lulu now getting shot down by that Yasuo in the backline. It's Galio taking almost no damage so far, but to the rescue comes the rest of Ball State. Overton manages to walk out. Greyhair manages to come out.
Mundo.
Yeah, it's a big old Mundo, but he's corporate. He's selling out, but here comes the Jarvan. EQ, ult, everybody getting blown up as Spartan makes it happen. And Chemicals UK, pow, sniped away, and Yazir's going to clean up that last one. Ah, just kidding. Goes over to Spartan one more time.
Yazir already happens to have 3 soldiers down. That is a risky business to deal with. He's only got Umbrella and Omicron, and he's already gotten 3 soldiers. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that is the ace. It is 12-4. The gold lead expands like the very dongs of our friends from IU Kokomo.
Whew. Take me back to where I want to go.
Take me back. Country road to the place where I belong. Alright, and there it is, just like you called it, the Rift Herald. This has only been 13 minutes, 16 kills, 5 turrets. IU Kokomo and BSU trying to go for the speed run.
Yeah, this is strange. I think that they just pinged out why their Lulu happened to get the Rift Herald there, but she did, and we'll go for
support still need trinkets, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're especially when you are doing this Ardent Sensor rush, you're not going to be able to get a lot of things going on there.
Yeah, I don't mind it. They can. It'd be pretty tough to throw this game at this point.
It's still very possible. Unfortunately, Yasuo is a late-game monster. He already has his Phantom Dancer now. He's going to be doing a lot of crits, doing that damage reduction of 12% from whoever the frick he's hitting at that one time.
Good game. Esports.
But I do want to bring it in real quick. I do want to talk something very, very interesting for people that don't happen to know as well. Oh, maybe not.
Ooh, we might not know whatever you're talking about as well, but we're gonna find out if Yasuo and Sona can fight this Galio. They did nothing.
Oh,
They did nothing.
yeah. When you
He
have
literally has like
the
full health.
Bramble Vest, that's what I'm telling you. Bramble Vest against a Ardent Sensor support along with a Yasuo, you're not going to be able to. Yasuo has no damage whatsoever, other than he can crit a little bit, and that's about it. But what I did want to bring up is if we take a gander over at Sona's wonderful Nomad's Medallion, we see that she's earned at least 830 gold. But if you compare it to Lulu, who happens to have Frostfang, she's only got 577. That's why you don't go Frostfang.
I'm going to disagree with your logic here. I think that I agree in general you don't need to go Frostfang, but the reason she has less gold is because she hasn't been able to poke because they won lane in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. But you would still be able to, get that...
Oh, wow, the big combo coming in from BSU. It almost is not worth talking about as the Rift Herald comes through and the whole team, with just a smidgen of health left, still look unstoppable. Sona trying to clean up the rest of the health bars of her tanks, but...
Yeah. I've been very surprised by Jarvan's wonderful kid thing, because he always seems to live with, like, a sliver of health.
Yeah.
There's a Baron fight, now
He's
there's
a
this,
survivor.
he's sitting at, like, little to nothing, but he's still
The Lulu
going.
effect, yeah. But it is
Still
full health
chugging
on
along.
these tanks.
Yeah, we're at 15 minutes, and we're already at inhibitors, guys. This is
We're
crazy.
nearly at the Nexus, yeah. Alright, under over 20 minutes.
I'd say, all right, let's give it. I'll give it 19 and a half. That's what I'm going to call it.
Alright,
I got 3 more minutes.
They have to do one more back, win one more team fight by just pressing all the buttons on their keyboard. Doesn't really matter, how many people they hit as long as they hit one person per one champion. And then, we'll see how it cleans up.
Yeah. I just hope that IUK Kokomo, I hope they're enjoying this as much as I am. And I believe that you are as well, because, you gotta enjoy it. At least you're playing the game and you're realizing, that's something like this is gonna happen. You pick a composition like this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I like it more when the cheese works. When the cheese soils and it's stinky and you just have to sit with it.
You just get some moldy cheese.
Yeah,
That's
some moldy
just not good.
cheese. It's interesting, and I am glad but ultimately I am glad the game is going quickly. I think.
Wait, Jack, would you say if they were on the blue side, perhaps it would be blue cheese, and then it would be good? I appreciate it. I tried very hard.
The thing about puns is it's like you can't actually laugh at them. You just acknowledge them.
Oh yeah.
And then you
without a doubt.
move on.
just
Like you're like,
acknowledge
yes, that
it.
was you did use your brain to construct that sentence, and it did fulfill the requirements to be a pun.
I did the necessary. I had a little checklist.
Yes.
I made sure to check it twice.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna find out if IU Kokomo is gonna win or not.
Yeah. We're gonna see if Santa Claus is coming to town here.
Yeah. I think Gragas needs to check his list. See what's going on.
If his
Then
list is their
it's
draft
difficult.
for Game 2, then it might be very different than the list for Game 1. I think
I think
Yasuo
if I
and
was
Mundo
Ball
have been
State-
naughty boys.
Oh, without a doubt. But I think that if I was IU Kokomo, I would immediately look to not ban 3 supports.
Yeah, especially
Or-
because it just ended up being Lulu, which is like the best or second best support anyways in coordinated play.
Yeah.
All right, let's see though. We have Asona still does not have that Ardent Sensor, so she is offering virtually nothing in comparison to this Lulu. Here comes Azir defending himself once again from this ball of pain, and with no ranged champions to speak of, Jarvan and Galio are just having a hell of a time running in over and over and over again. Yep. Oh wow, the flash taunt looking like old Galio as Sona tries desperately to find her way out, and the Gragas barrel is going to help her escape from the clutches of BSU.
All right, so I was off by a minute. It's 1840, 1850. Maybe IU Kokomo can stall for 30 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have a sub-20 game going on here.
Yeah, I think so. There is no FFs coming through, no possible way to surrender. All you got to do is keep whacking at that turret. And here comes, the win for Ball State University over the cheesiest of stinky cheese, the rotten core of IU Kokomo is struck down in game 1. What a game.
Well, that was a game. You were right. That was a game.
Yeah. That was a game of League of Legends.